Kauhajoki, a small Finnish town where autumn doesn't just arrive, it performs. The trees dress up, the air cools down, and the whole town becomes one giant nature concert. Welcome, my friends, to the peaceful heart of South Ostrobothnia, Finland, a place that somehow manages to be both quiet and spectacular at the same time. It's about 4 hours northwest of Helsinki, unless you drive like a rally champion, in which case, 3.5. I'm your walking buddy and narrator today, and together we're going on a calm, colorful, and slightly ridiculous autumn adventure through Kauhajoki, a place where every leaf seems to have joined an art exhibition, and the air smells like clean pine mixed with please don't go back to work. Kauhajoki isn't big or loud. It's the kind of town that doesn't need skyscrapers and traffic to impress you. It wins you over with stillness, with space, and with the kind of natural beauty that makes you feel small, but in a good way. If Finland were a person, Kauhajoki would be its quiet, poetic heart, the kind that wears flannel shirts, loves coffee, and doesn't talk much, but somehow says everything anyway.
Ole.
Getting here is easy. From Seinäjoki, it's about an hour's drive west. There are also buses from Tampere or Vasa that take you straight into the town center. The roads are smooth, lined with birch trees, and in autumn, every turn looks like a painting. The first thing you'll notice when you arrive here in October or late September is how crisp everything feels. The air is cold enough to make your nose think it's on vacation in the Arctic, but not cold enough to hurt. Just that perfect Finnish chill. And then the colors hit you. Orange, red, yellow. The forests around you look like they're on fire, but in a good, photogenic way. The leaves crunch under your boots with every step, and you start wondering why every sound suddenly feels so satisfying. You can actually hear silence here, that peaceful kind of quiet where even your thoughts slow down. Kauhajoki sits in the South Ostrobothnia region of Finland, a part of Finland known for its open fields and tidy farms and forests that seem to go on forever. It's flat land mostly, which means wide views and dramatic skies. On some days, the clouds look like giant pillows slowly drifting above golden forests. It's also a land of rivers and lakes, calm waters reflecting the sky so perfectly that sometimes you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. People here live close to nature. They don't take it for granted. They walk, they hike, they fish, they pick berries and mushrooms. Nature isn't just scenery here, it's part of life. If you're looking for a place to truly experience Kauhajoki's wild beauty, head to Kauhajoki National Park. It's about 15 kilometers south from the town center. A place so peaceful, it feels like time stopped somewhere in the 1800s and forgot to start again. The park is part of the Lavanu Hamenkangis UNESCO Geopark, known for its rare wetlands and ancient geological formations. There's a long wooden boardwalk that cuts through the bogs, stretching far into the horizon. Walking there feels like floating between sky and earth. In the early morning, mist dances over the marshland. You can see tiny pine trees standing like quiet guards and hear nothing but the wind and your own breath. If you're a filmmaker, this is where your drone earns its salary. Kauhajoki itself has a peaceful river, the Kauhajoki River, of course. It winds lazily through the town, reflecting the autumn colors like liquid gold. You can follow the riverbank path for a relaxing walk. The reflections of birch and maple leaves shimmer in the current, and the whole scene looks like nature showing off just for you. Sometimes a dove family floats by like they own the place. They do, honestly. The river becomes even more beautiful in the evening when the sun sets low and the whole sky turns warm and pink. If you stand on one of the small wooden bridges, the view is pure peace. Another must-see is Ikelayadvan Lake, a serene lake just outside Kauhajoki. This place is calm, clear, and cinematic, like Finland's answer to a screensaver. The reflections are so perfect that it feels like walking into a painting. When the wind dies down, the lake becomes a mirror, capturing every shade of the trees around it. It's especially magical during sunset, when everything turns golden and the water glows softly. You can sit on the rocks, sip some hot coffee, and just watch the world turn. It's one of those moments that make you forget notifications exist. Let's talk about the locals, the real heart of Kauhajoki. People here are friendly, humble, and calm. They have that quiet Finnish confidence, the kind that doesn't need to brag. They'll help you if you ask, smile when you say hey, and probably offer you coffee before anything else. Small talk goes like this. Cold today. Yeah, that's it. Friendship achieved. Somehow it feels perfect. If you stay long enough, you'll see how much pride people take in keeping things simple and natural. Their homes are tidy, their gardens full of apples and berries, and there's always firewood stacked neatly beside every house, ready for long winter nights. Now, autumn in Finland is short but powerful. It's the grand finale before the long, quiet winter. By mid-September, green starts fading, and by October, the landscape explodes in color. The birch trees go first, bright yellow like liquid sunlight. Then come the maples, turning deep red. Even the pines join in, adding the dark green for contrast. The result is every direction you look, it's art. The forest becomes a cathedral of color. Every path looks like an invitation to slow down, breathe deeply, and just be. As you walk through the forest, you might hear leaves falling gently, like soft rain. It's one of those sounds that doesn't just reach your ears, it goes straight to your soul. The air smells of earth, moss, and wood smoke from distant cottages. Sometimes you hear tiny footsteps, squirrels running around collecting winter snacks. Sometimes they stop and stare as if judging your camera angles. There is magic here. Not the fairy tale kind, but the simple, honest kind. The magic of stillness. After a good long walk, it's time to refuel, Finnish style. Kauhajoki has a few cozy cafes and bakeries where you can warm up. Step inside and you'll smell coffee, butter, and cinnamon. Order yourself a coffee, that's Finnish for coffee, and grab a korvapuusti, a cinnamon bun that translates to slap on the ear. Don't ask why, just enjoy. The Finns take coffee seriously. In fact, Finland drinks more coffee per person than any country on earth. So when you sit at a cafe here, you're not just having coffee, you're joining a national tradition. Pair that with a window seat and a view of the golden trees outside, and suddenly, life feels perfect. If you want something heartier, try lohikeito, creamy salmon soup with potatoes, carrots, dill, and butter. It's simple, warm, and comforting, like a hug in a bowl. Every spoonful feels like it was made by someone's grandmother who really cares about your emotional stability. Now for some practical tips. When visiting Kahoyoki in autumn, always bring layers. Finnish weather has commitment issues. It can't decide if it's summer or winter. Mornings might be frosty, afternoons sunny, and evenings windy. A waterproof jacket is a must because rain here loves surprise entrances. Wear proper shoes. The forest paths can be slippery with fallen leaves. And remember, daylight fades fast. By October, the sun sets around 5 p.m. That's great for golden hour filming, but if you wander too far, you'll suddenly realize you're in complete darkness with only your camera light and a confused squirrel. But that's part of the charm. Evening walks in Kahoyoki are something else. The smell of wood smoke, the glow of porch lights, and the soft mist rising from the river. It feels like a slow lullaby for the soul. You'll see families gathering for dinner, candles flickering by windows, and people raking leaves in their yards. There's a comforting rhythm to life here. No rush, no noise, just living one day at a time. One of my favorite moments is the golden hour, that short window before sunset when everything turns to honey. The light hits the trees just right, and suddenly the whole world feels warm. Even your shadow looks cinematic. If you're filming, this is your time. Every frame looks like a dream. The air itself seems to glow. It's the kind of light that makes you forget you're cold. For a few minutes, you just stand there in awe, watching nature's version of magic. As the sun dips below the horizon, the temperature drops and the first hints of twilight appear. The world turns blue, the air feels still, and the day slowly folds itself into evening. You take your last few steps through the path, the leaves crunching softly beneath your boots. The sky fades into indigo, and the first stars start to appear, faint but steady. Somewhere nearby, a house light flickers on. Smoke rises from a chimney, and you realize how rare this kind of calm really is. And that's the thing about Kahoyoki. It's not a place that tries to impress you with big monuments or flashy things. It wins your heart through quietness, warmth, and honesty. You come here expecting to see nature, and you end up feeling something deeper, peace.
Autumn in Kauhojoki isn't just a season, it's an experience. It's the sound of leaves saying goodbye, the taste of hot coffee after a walk, the feeling of air so clean it resets your thoughts. It's a reminder that slowing down isn't wasting time, it's living it. As you packed up your camera or finish your coffee, you look around one last time. The trees stand proud in their golden coats, the river hums quietly, and the air feels alive. And you think, maybe this is what happiness looks like. Not in noise, not in rush, but in quiet moments like this. Thank you for joining me on this autumn walk through Kauhojoki, Finland. If you enjoyed this little cinematic escape, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more adventures around the Finnish countryside. Each season tells its own story here, but autumn is the poet. Until next time, stay warm, stay kind, and remember, life's better when you take the long way home, especially if it's covered in golden leaves.